Hello Gemini, and welcome to your November reading. So while I'm shuffling the cards, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about astrological aspects. So there is something that starts with great news. Your ruling planet Mercury, yay, it's kind of out of retrograde finally, right? So I really think you did a number on your work and your playtime last month. So it's starting to move forward on the 3rd. So you're going to start feeling really creative and going to feel that it's kind of it's moving actually in your sector of routines and wellness, right? On the 10th, between the 3rd and the 10th of November, it's still going to linger in the kind of situation of justice and equality, and you're really usually affected with these tasks. You have the Empress, so this is also about nurturing, and it's also about women's rights, and that's going to be really important in that particular period, right? So also, guys, we have the full moon and a lunar eclipse on the 30th, which is going to occur in your sign, Gemini, and it's going to shine a light on exactly what you want out of the rest of the year, right? Yes, I know it's kind of like the end of the month, but it's going to be your year. It's going to be all the way until the 22nd of May, right? So in fact, you're going to be feeling so alert and kind of acutely aware of your desires that you might even have a hard time kind of thinking realistically about attaining those goals, right? So it's going to be kind of realization that I guess maybe you need to do some kind of sacrifices or maybe compromises, right? So in any case, you will really kind of come up with plans and how to kind of move forward and how to kind of obtain those wishes. So voila, to start, you have King of Cups. So there is going to be some kind of soft spot with all of this culmination, everything that was going on with this tension that you had. This is really good what the doctor described. It might feel a little bit kind of a foolish kind of letting go and some kind of emotional release, but it's going to be a really either a person that you already have who's going to be really attentive, or it's going to be somebody who is going to be a really good listener. King of Cups can be a water sign, but can be somebody who is really kind of quiet, and they more listen, and you feel like you can blob your little kind of mouth off, and they're just listening, and kind of hey, but you then understand when they give you advice, when they finally speak up, they actually truly understood you. So it's not only kind of in and out kind of situation. Well, you have another king. Oh, it's just when it rains, it pours for you. Look at it, it's the King of Pentacles. So it's water, and it's earth sign. It's King of Pentacles, and it could be that you have somebody in earth signs or Taurus in particular. It could be some kind of celebration here as well. You're going to feel really really bubbly this month, and you're going to feel really celebratory this month as well. It's a Nine of Pentacles. This is to me a proverbial Gemini girl. I know it's a pentacle, but I don't really necessarily go with, oh, I have to be strict like that. To me, what better can talk about Gemini? Everything is on the go. Pleasures are on the go, but you're reading a good book. Okay, maybe it's a tablet instead of the book. I give that. There are pets around. There's a magic around. Hey, I can be quick to jump to trouble, and all kind of sort of things. Nine of Pentacles kind of gives an attitude where you really want to be on your own. You're really deep into what matters to you, and kind of really accomplishing that task. There's another 9, you have the Hermit. So it's going to be really a month where you will, as I said, you will have to do the planning. You'll have to kind of you're going to have that vision where you really want to be, what you really deserve in life. Some of us along the path in life, we step into many turns and we just give up. We just sit on the side of the road, and this is all we do. You are going to simply wake up from some kind of dream. You're going to say, this was all temporarily. I can do it. I can dust off. I can move forward. Something maybe even started for some of you. This could have been with this King of Cups. It could have been, some kind of attraction, some kind of a romance. Or this simply could mean that you have already set your kind of sails toward, hey, I want to be happy romantically. I really want to go in this direction, but then you get too busy in your own interest. So, for you, ideal partner is somebody who shares some of your interests. But this month, you're like really processing everybody analytically. The answers are going to come to you through prayer, through meditation, through simply kind of lying like a man down at night in dark, and the answers will come. You're going to really come up with new direction, with new kind of like enthusiasm, and kind of like new goals you want to attain. And there's like this Knight of Wands, and like I really have to tell you, you'll be very, very attracted. Look at this. You have a King of Pentacles, somebody who is right, who is marriage ready, who maybe has a company, who is really well off. This person kind of like emotionally has it together. They don't have baggage. They really understand that like we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We have to listen twice as much as we need to talk, which is something that you, Gemini, and the rest of us air signs, we just never learned that lesson. So hence it's good to have somebody like that around. But Knight of Wands is like somebody you'll be very intrigued with. It's somebody who's very creative, somebody who really triggers you in a really good way. But keep in mind that Knight of Wands is like not necessarily a staying power. It's somebody who is like so prioritizing experience over people that you just can be just experience. So keep that in mind. But nonetheless, it's going to be fun while it lasts. And then we have 8 of Cups. I guess maybe after all, I mean, you're saying like there's like something else you need for your own fulfillment. 8 of Cups, she's walking away. All of these cups are full. Where the heck are you going? You didn't finish your picnic. Nope. She feels, okay, I had enough over here. I need to move. I need to move forward. 8 of Cups means you can come back to the issues later. Maybe somebody's already there, but come on. Most people kind of like want to find this partner, but look, you have 2, and then is a third one that is showing up who you're more interested in. These 2 who are like professing dying love, and here's my house and the key and the beautiful car. But no, you're kind of like more interested in a guy who kind of like say, okay, I'm going to take you to the moon. I'm going to play golf over there. Of course, that's more fun. Of course, right? You're like on their side. Then it's a 3 of Cups, and you're going to feel comfortable. You're going to love friendships. You will really benefit out of your friends. So there's like this, you have these emotional components over here, and it's going to be really lovely. This in particular is going to culminate at the end of the month. When we have this lunar eclipse, and eclipses are always heralding the changes, right? It's an eclipse in Gemini, nonetheless. So it can be something that is coming through that is going to bond you more to the people who you have around you. There's like somebody who will need your help this month. 10 of Swords is showing up in environment. So somebody feels hurt. Maybe they are feeling hurt by something you did. So listen to the communication, because they also want to be heard, and they really feel that maybe you wronged them or somebody wronged them, and yet you can help or remedy the situation. It's a really interesting card that somebody is really going to depend on you. Your hopes and fears is death. So there is like this new transitioning period that is really happening, because in this category I read this card both up and down. So when that shows up like this, it's really talking about, okay, one door closes, another one opens, right? So cutting the ties with whatever it was old, whatever it was not workable, right? So you will really, and this is what is seen over here as well. Maybe you are realizing that some relationship or relationships that you had up to this point were really not it. You kind of like maybe want something different. Maybe like this Knight of Wands that kind of like waltzes in your life is showing you, yay, you know, this excitement, and like there are so many different things to try in the world. Maybe this is what I need to do. So it looks like settling is not the number one thing on your mind, even though the opportunities are super duper there, right? So something here is saying it needs to finish to move forward, and you're a little bit hesitant about letting go of all of these kind of like beautiful things that are happening. But this is literally what needs to take place in order to kind of like catapult you to the next level. And you have 7 of Pentacles reversed. Be careful of decisions you make. Be careful of walking away. So that's why you're so hesitant, of course, right? Because you want your cake and you want to eat it too. Just like this King of Pentacles. Cannot happen. Cannot happen. You have to figure out what you want, right? Is this what you want? Keep it also in mind that, look, you know, he has, and where is the slice? He's keeping actually the whole cake over here. Never mind the slice. Somebody took the slice and gave him the rest. That's actually a pretty good deal if you really think about it, right? So you will kind of like have this major struggle this month between, do you want to be on your own, independent? You're going to have people who don't necessarily share your interests, but they're really solid, hardworking, beautiful people, and you're going to feel, well, I just really cannot say anything against them, but it's not it. And then you have like this little kind of like fly-by-night person who's like very, very interesting, right? And interesting to air signs is like a dope, right? And you're going to really enjoy this time. So be very careful about the choices, because you can step on people's toes. They can tell you, why are you doing this to me? So it's going to be very, very important how you handle this, or they might also close the door on you, and you don't want that. So careful, don't get over excited. Make sure everybody's being treated fairly and equally, and that's going to get you through the month. So my dear Gemini, this is for November. If you want daily dose of tarot to kind of guide you daily through it, join my social media at Cat Tarot. Also, guys, if you want to receive highlights for the next year, 2021, which used to be paid feature, this year I'm giving it for free. You have to be both subscriber and be a part of my mailing list. So you know how to subscribe on YouTube. And on the mailing list, go on my website, cattarot.ca, scroll down on the bottom or wait for a pop-up and just simply join. You're going to probably get once a month email from me because I'm just too lazy to write them. And lastly, of course, if you want reading with yours truly, cattarot.ca, or simply contact me, and all my information is in the bottom. So Gemini, have a wonderful month. You know that I love you, and I'll be talking to you soon. All the best.